What's going on, Sports Nation? I'm your host, Kenneth Tiberius Clark, and you guys are listening to another fun episode of the Sportsclusive Podcast. The topic for today: the importance of adding boxing into your training regimen, even at a minimal level. I mean, it has a substantial impact on both your mental health and your physical fitness. And we're here to talk about that today. So first, one thing we'll start out by saying is this isn't about beating up the person at work that talks to you crazy, right? This isn't about that. This isn't about beating up the bully at school that keeps picking with you, right? Although it does have its self defense benefits, this is more about challenging yourself mentally and physically in ways that you probably never have. Now, anyone that knows me knows that I've participated in a variety of different sports growing up. I played some basketball when I was younger, played some baseball, high school football, right? That's my favorite sport. Did some wrestling in the off season. And then I even had to do some track and field. So first of all, I'm not going to paint myself as no, world class athlete, or as my dad likes to say, all world. So definitely not that. I was never particularly great at any one sport, but I was blessed to participate in all of them, and I can say take something away from each and every one. So I would say baseball. Baseball taught me patience. You're not going to hit every single ball. That's just the reality, especially the higher you get up. Man, I mean, some of these kids, I played when I was real young. So, man, some of these kids, like, you'd be surprised, like, these pitches that they're throwing. So, you're not going to hit everything. So, definitely learn patience in baseball. Two, basketball. Basketball taught me how to play a role. I was not going to give you 10 to 20 points off the bench. It just wasn't going to happen. So I had to set some screens. I had to take some charges. I had to play a little defense, what best I could. But I had to learn how to play my role so I could contribute to the betterment of the team. Three, football. Football lit my competitive fire, so to speak. It really taught me how to overcome adversity. I was undersized, wasn't the most athletic guy, but football did that for me. It kind of developed that dog in me, right? Track and field, I would say track and field taught me repetition. You know, uh, I, I used to, one of my coaches, when he wasn't coaching football, he would coach the shot put. And I'd go out there and work with him. I told myself I was going to do it, but I never really actually competed in it. But I would practice with them all the time. And just the amount of repetition it takes to get that shot put form down, to really understand how to get that strength from your lower body, and get the ball the distance it needs to go, is crazy, right? So I would say track and field definitely taught me the importance of repetition and establishing muscle memory. And in wrestling, I mean, man, wrestling just taught me that wrestling's hard. Maybe I can say endurance if I want to go out on a limb and say something. Maybe taught me the importance of endurance and maybe some balance. I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty hard. So boxing was something different for me. It presented a different challenge that I'd never faced. It's not a team sport. Even though, guys fight in gyms and camps and stuff like that, it's really not a team sport. You have your coach that helps you out and things of that nature. But when you're actually training, or you're actually in a fight or in the ring, you got to draw that strength from yourself. You have to find that within yourself. There's nobody to draw that from. A good friend of mine's Anthony Franco, I think he put it the best, former professional boxer self. And he said that boxing taught him how to be self-dependent and how to be completely accountable, which I thought was very profound, because once again, in boxing, if you lose, there's only so many people you can blame. I mean, blame your coaches. Oh, you didn't train me right, this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, they can teach you all they want to teach you. When you get in the ring, you got to put that in play. It's very big on building accountability and helping you to become self-dependent. And when he told me that, I really felt it, because I look at sports. I don't just look at sports as far as like what it does for you physically, also apply it to life. You know, I started boxing obviously this year, 2022, which also ironically was one of the most challenging and transitional years of my life, right? I got a divorce. I moved into a new apartment. I just started a new job, and I did all that while maintaining and building my sports media career. So it's very tough. I needed that self accountability, that self dependency, that mental fortitude, that strength. I had to really learn how to be by myself and handle my own type of business. So I would say that once I started boxing, it really helped build my mental strength even more. So that's just the intangible stuff. Obviously, when we look at the physical benefits, one, it improves heart health. Anybody knows this. Any cardiovascular activity improves blood circulation, and it lowers your heart rate, right? That's common sense 1+1. So boxing definitely does that for you. Two, it builds functional strength. I think people oftentimes forget boxing is a full body workout. Like, we see some of these punches being thrown, and we in our heads, a lot of people think this is just an upper body type of deal. No, you're getting power from everything matters, your base, right? Your lower body strength, your hip flexibility, and strength. When you throwing jabs and hooks, your hips are firing. And that was a very hard thing for me to grasp, because I wasn't used to everything just being so connected. So it was funny because as a result of boxing, my weight training actually improved. I actually got a little stronger in the gym. My bench went up. Definitely my shoulders got stronger. So my shoulder shrugs and stuff went up. And then I also have a lower body trainer. I had to get some lower back issues, so I had to get my squat together. So I hired a trainer specifically for that, and she told me that my squat had improved. My technique had improved because she said my mind to muscle connection had improved significantly. So, and then also add that in, I was more balanced and I was more coordinated. So, that's just a little bit of what boxing from a physical standpoint can really do for you. So, boost functional strength. Three, you will lose weight. And that's a fact. Once again, you're working your whole body. Outside of the intangible stuff, I would say one of the main reasons I started boxing was I really wanted to lose weight. There are some people that still haven't recovered. It took me a while to recover from COVID. I got up to about 250. COVID wasn't nice to the guy. Now I'm down to 220. I was doing about 1 to 2 sessions. For a while, I was doing 2 sessions a week. And I changed my diet and all of that. But it was a big reason why I was able to drop 20, 25 pounds in a 2, 3 month time period. So it's definitely for my people that's what you want out of it. Boxing is definitely going to help you lose weight, right? There's a reason why boxers look as good as they do. 4, it's a great stress reliever, phenomenal stress reliever, and anger outlet. Like any exercise, I think one of the best aspects of exercise is it can be an escape. I always tell people one of the reasons I've always lifted weights is because it's one of the areas in my life when everything is in a disarray, I'm in control. Boxing can kind of have a similar type of effect. It can help you forget about things temporarily, things that are pending. Maybe that big deadline you got at work. For my students, you got that 15-page paper due. You may got a bill or something you got to pay, right? Who knows? It can definitely, especially as hard as it is, it can help you forget about those things temporarily. So it could relieve some stress. Now, for an anger outlet, I think it's perfect. Man, I've had people talk to me crazy at work, and I'm like, bet I got boxing later. Looking forward to it. Or even go a little bit deeper. I was dating and somebody kind of had me lost in the sauce. I remember I called my trainer. I said, we're about to have the best session ever. And that's probably the best session I ever had. And he was like, man, you were motivated. I said, yeah, man, I was heartbroken. Once again, a good stress reliever and a good anger outlet. Those are just a few of the things that it can really do from you from a mental and physical health standpoint. I know some people are probably wondering how I got started. It actually was really simple. A few different ways you can go. Some people go the gym route. I'm actually, I'm not anti-gym. I just like the one-on-one private type of aspect. I feel like you learn faster And it's better when you don't have a whole bunch of distractions, and your trainer is only training you. I like that. So what I did was I went on Thumbtack. And when you go on Thumbtack, they ask for your zip code. So I typed in boxing. They asked for my zip code, put in my zip code. It pulled up all the trainers in the area, you know. And then I found my trainer, Brandon. And we talked. We had some dialogue for a little bit. And we talked about what my goals were, what we wanted to accomplish. He told me what equipment to buy. And I got on this. We set a time, set a schedule, and the rest was history. Now, fast forward, we've been going for the better part of 8-9 months, and yeah, it's going good. It's productive. I'm even looking at maybe taking it up a notch, this year, and probably doing 2 to 3 sessions a week. Who knows? We'll figure it out. But for those of you guys that are listening and following, and these are just some things. I just mentioned a few of the things, the ways it can help. If you feel like you want to go outside of the parameters of the usual weightlifting or the occasional jog, really simple: buy you some gloves, find a trainer, and just get started. That's what I got for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.